Survival games built with Unreal Engine 5 are raising expectations for realism and atmosphere. Advanced lighting, detailed environments, and immersive systems are shaping a new wave of releases. Let's dive right into it.
Announcement. The Rotor Laboratory, on behalf of the government, assures that none of the bacteriological...
Rooted is a survival game, playable, solo, or online, with others in a reclaimed future landscape. Players gather materials, salvage old technology, craft tools, and build camps or outposts for safety. Progress involves managing hunger, health, equipment, and environmental hazards while defending against animals and hostile humans. Bases can be expanded with power, automation, and defenses. Cooperative play allows shared building and combat, while the environment changes in response to player actions over time.
It is crucial to have your ID card with you at all times in case of control. For safety reasons, the Army has deployed autonomous civilian security robots. They are here to protect you.
Force 3 going to shift the series to a hostile alien planet after a spacecraft crash. Players to manage hunger, shelter, and threats while using new sci-fi tools such as drones and a grappling arm. Familiar survival systems return alongside unfamiliar creatures and environments. Gameplay keeps the tense loop of gathering, crafting, and defense, while expanding mechanics through futuristic technology and more aggressive non-human enemies.
Bad news for you.
Yeah, of course you do. Zombies are real. I need new pants.
John Carpenter's Toxic Commando is a cooperative first-person shooter built around 4-player squad combat against large groups of mutated enemies. Players choose distinct characters and rely on constant teamwork to survive wave-based encounters. Gameplay emphasizes gunplay, shared resources, reviving allies, and coordinated movement across semi-open maps. Vehicles play a key role, offering mobility, mounted weapons, and utility tools that support combat while pushing through dense enemy pressure together.
Look! More slug shit! It's a zombie apocalypse!
Fuck that.
CrisisX is a large-scale multiplayer survival game played from a third-person view in a shared post-apocalyptic environment. Players manage hunger, health, temperature, and physical condition while dealing with infected enemies and other survivors. Combat ranges from melee weapons to heavy firearms and vehicles, depending on the threat. Progress involves gathering resources, building and defending personal territory, crafting equipment, and choosing between cooperation or conflict within a single persistent server shared by thousands of players.
to wilderness, to horizons, lost. Maybe the way clears when we walk together. Collaborate. Fight. Side by side. Get everything back on track. Allied. United. But people stay the same. We clash. We claim. We raid. Livings become the real crisis. And this time, what's your way out?
Walk through hell, but paradise is just ahead.
Westlanders is set in a Wild West environment where players manage resources, combat threats, and build settlements. Gameplay revolves around a customizable wagon that acts as a mobile base for crafting, storage, and travel. Players gather materials, hunt, farm, and build outposts that can grow into larger settlements. Progress includes recruiting allies, developing production chains, defending territory from enemies, and playing solo or cooperatively while expanding influence across the landscape.
We face the darkest depths of human nature. The wildlife. The dangerous roads. The beasts of the night. And the angry skies. We knew the West would test us, but the real question is, can this land become our home?
You will sleep through 14 years of flight to your new home on Caesarea.
Subnautica 2 is an underwater survival game where players manage oxygen, food, and equipment while operating in an alien ocean environment. Gameplay centers on swimming between biomes, scanning creatures, gathering resources, and crafting tools, vehicles, and modular bases. The game supports solo play and online co-op, allowing shared construction and survival tasks. Progress involves adapting to deeper waters, studying life forms, upgrading technology, and navigating increasing environmental and biological threats. In Darkwood, 2 players will travel across deserts, marshes, and open waters while gathering supplies and avoiding constant danger. Gameplay revolves around scavenging during daylight and preparing shelters before nightfall. Players craft weapons, build barricades, and set traps to survive attacks from multiple directions. There are no markers to guide movement, requiring careful decision-making, resource management, and adapting to threats from creatures, hostile humans, and spreading corruption. OD is a horror game directed by Hideo Kojima and co-written with Jordan Peele, developed using Unreal Engine 5. The project is built around testing fear responses through unconventional structure rather than traditional gameplay loops. Scenes shown so far depict third-person movement in dark interiors with limited visibility and sudden failure states. The game appears to use standalone horror segments, with performances by multiple actors, and relies on sound, ritual, and interruption to create tension rather than combat.
There was a train, and that train led to an even bigger train.
Enginefall is a multiplayer crafting shooter that takes place entirely on massive moving trains in a ruined future. Players start at the rear, cars alone or with others, scavenging materials to craft weapons, armor, and compact bases. Progress involves pushing forward car by car to secure stronger gear, then extracting with loot to upgrade a personal railhome. Encounters mix cooperation and conflict with player-built defenses, shifting alliances, and constant pressure from rival crews.
Experience. Get fucking railed. Playtest Enginefall.
Blackfrost: The Long Dark 2 is a survival sandbox game where players manage cold, hunger, fatigue, and mental strain in a frozen industrial region and surrounding wilderness. Gameplay centers on scavenging supplies, crafting tools, finding shelter, and making careful decisions under harsh weather and environmental threats. Players can survive alone or cooperate with others, sharing tasks and resources. New systems track psychological resilience alongside physical condition, while permanent consequences make each mistake shape future survival attempts. Blight Survival is a third-person action horror game set in a medieval land affected by a spreading plague that turns humans into monsters. Players fight alone or in teams of up to 4, using melee weapons and gear in close, skill-based combat. Each run involves choosing when to press forward or retreat with collected resources. Progress depends on survival decisions, equipment customization, and coordinated teamwork while facing both hostile soldiers and infected creatures.
This place has been buried for centuries. Today is our chance to discover what...
Dark Mass is a first-person horror game that takes place entirely underwater inside a submerged manor. Players control Alice as she navigates enclosed spaces using swimming movement, environmental interaction, and limited visibility. Progress depends on solving ritual-based puzzles, managing oxygen and positioning, and avoiding a hostile presence tied to the structure. Communication with another character provides guidance, while choices made during encounters affect outcomes, determining whether escape is possible or the character remains trapped below.
Behind you! There's something behind you!
I've never seen anything like this before. What was that? I think I'm not alone down here.
Frostrail is a survival first-person shooter built around operating and upgrading a steam-powered train in a frozen wasteland. Players leave the train to scavenge resources, fight hostile creatures, and collect materials needed for crafting weapons, tools, and upgrades. The train acts as a mobile base that requires fuel, power management, and structural improvements to keep moving. Survival depends on managing cold, supplies, and combat risks, either alone or cooperatively with others. Windrose is a survival adventure set during the Age of Piracy, where players sail between islands, gather resources, and build shelters to stay alive. Gameplay combines ship sailing, naval combat, and on-foot fighting, allowing smooth movement between sea and land. Players craft tools, weapons, and structures while managing food and crew support. Combat includes melee and firearms, with dodging and timing, leading to challenging boss fights that test preparation and coordination in solo or co-op play. Frostpunk 1886 reworks the original city survival strategy game with expanded systems and added content. Players manage the city of New London by balancing heat, food, labor, and hope, while making laws that shape society under extreme conditions. New events, buildings, and mechanics add more ways to respond to crises, including an additional purpose path alongside existing ones. Hunger is a first-person extraction RPG set in a plague-ravaged version of Napoleonic Europe, where players enter dangerous zones to gather loot and survive. Gameplay mixes ranged firearms with close melee combat, requiring careful positioning and stamina control. Each expedition involves fighting infected creatures and other players, then choosing whether to escape with resources or push deeper for greater rewards. Long-term progression comes from quests, permanent skills, crafting professions, and trading through a shared social hub.
I both know death has judged us rightly, for we are but beasts, unworthy of salvation.
Breathedge 2 is a first-person survival game where players operate in open space while managing oxygen, tools, and limited resources. Gameplay involves crafting equipment, repairing systems, and traveling between zones using ships and vehicles. Players maintain and upgrade a spaceship, assign tasks to crew members, and handle their needs to keep operations running. Survival depends on careful planning, resource gathering, and handling hostile encounters while progressing through interconnected areas tied to an ongoing conflict.
Nerdy botanic, who is it, kids? The mechanic. Grinders buzzing, zoom zoom. Daddy's fixing, boom boom. His manicure is dirt under nails, a cap and stash. That's how he sails, polite and kind, not some street maniac. Who is it, kids?
Ill is a first-person action horror game that takes place inside a research fort overtaken by a hostile force. Players rely on firearms and melee weapons while managing inventory, weapon condition, and limited resources. Enemies react dynamically to damage, sound, and physics, with combat allowing visible dismemberment that changes behavior. Progress depends on surviving close encounters, solving environmental puzzles, and adapting to unpredictable threats while moving through interconnected interior spaces under constant pressure. Resident Evil Requiem is a survival horror game that alternates between investigation-heavy sections and combat-driven encounters. Players control Grace Ashcroft and Leon S. Kennedy, each with different roles and playstyles. Gameplay combines third-person shooting, optional first-person view, puzzle solving, and strict resource management. Movement through locations like abandoned buildings requires careful ammo use, environmental interaction, and adapting tactics to different enemy types and escalating threats.
Who are you?
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. It's Ashcroft.
Talk to me. Is this one like the others? And it's not post-mortem lividity. Hey, I just got a report of a missing police officer. It might be unrelated, but he disappeared near where the 5th body was found.
Through you, Elpis can finally be set free.
The team has settled on a person of interest. Someone with ties to Umbrella. Victor Gideon.
Grace! Grace!
Victor purchased a building after Umbrella went under. I'll send you the address.
Welcome. Dr. Gideon has been expecting you.
You there, Leon?
Yeah.
Hey, over here.
FBI. What are you doing here?
Would you like to see what's hidden under the hood?
Don't do anything stupid.
Me? Never. I think I want a second opinion.
Hela is a third-person adventure game where players control a small mouse moving through large, natural environments, inspired by Scandinavia. Gameplay centers on movement, puzzle solving, and light platforming, using tools like a backpack to interact with objects. Players gather items, brew potions, and help restore a sick witch. The game supports solo play and cooperative modes, encouraging coordination when gliding, navigating terrain, and solving environmental challenges together while progressing through connected areas.
Who were you before? Who did you love?
State of Decay 3 is an open-world survival game where players manage a group of survivors living after a zombie collapse. Gameplay revolves around scavenging supplies, building and upgrading a shared base, and defending territory from an evolving undead threat. Each survivor has unique skills and permanent death, making combat and supply runs high risk. Players can play solo or cooperatively, sharing progression while making choices that shape community growth and long-term survival.
You helped us make something greater than the fear and death that surrounded us. We found hope in each other.
Help! I'm surrounded. They're everywhere. There's way more than I was expecting.
And even if we bought the other survivors just one more day, the sacrifice would be worth it. It would always be worth it. And that helped us find the courage to keep going, to fight on. When we needed it the most. I didn't know you well. But we'll keep your memory alive. Every sacrifice we make matters and will never be forgotten. No one is forgotten. We live on.
What do we have here?
ExeKiller is a first-person action-adventure set in a post-apocalyptic desert shaped by retro-futuristic technology and Western themes. Players control a bounty hunter operating from a semi-open hub with long-distance travel and environmental dangers. Gameplay mixes shooting, vehicle use, and decision-driven quests where choices affect characters, factions, and endings. Progress comes through weapon mods and tech upgrades rather than leveling, allowing different playstyles based on combat, stealth, or dialogue-driven solutions.
Empty. What the hell is going on here?
Event flag for security. Upload error.
Shit, I'm out.
Please then.
Finally. Was it worth it? Of course it was.
My dad tells stories of a terrible war that happened across the sky. Heroes.
Ark 2 is a next-generation survival game set on a dangerous world full of dinosaurs and rival humans. You gather resources, craft gear, build shelters, and tame creatures to survive alone or with others. Combat focuses more on movement, timing, and player skill. The world reacts to sound, smell, and weather, making every encounter risky. Story elements and large-scale multiplayer aim to push the series in a new direction.
But if anyone can tame this new world, we can.
Projekt the Perceiver is an open-world action RPG set in a fantasy version of ancient China. The game focuses on fast, skill-based combat inspired by Souls-like design, with an emphasis on parries, timing, and close-range melee. A key feature is the mask system, which lets players switch combat styles and abilities. Exploration, intense boss fights, and Chinese martial arts themes shape the overall experience as development continues at a slower pace.
那就再唱下去吧。到底是人活进了戏里，还是戏本就因人而在？为何执意要起兵戈之祸？ 这把剑，我本不想沾血。且让你们体会杀戮之苦。 你来了。戏还没演完吗？汤已经灭了。 天下易主，救星不存，你还能为何而战？
大唐之命系于斯民，人在则唐不灭。
天下是苍生的天下，梁还是唐，这两个字重要吗？
大唐福泽万民，逆贼杀戮无道，如何相提并论？
一将功成万骨枯，总有人要在阴影里背负罪孽。你那戏里的唐，真是你心中所念的唐吗？
戏仍未终了，而戏中之人早已不止你我。
Projekt Z Beyond Order is a first-person zombie shooter set around World War II. You play solo or in 4-player co-op as one of 4 survivors, each with a clear role and unique abilities. Missions focus on fast combat, while expeditions let you explore an undead island for loot and blueprints. Progression revolves around character skill trees, deep weapon customization, and upgrading a shared hideout.
Dreams can no longer fool me.
Nobody's Left is a third-person action game set in a post-war city where survival comes first. You play as an ordinary man forced to adapt as society collapses. The game mixes shooting, close combat, and stealth, with enemies that stalk and ambush you. Missions reward careful movement and smart decisions. Storytelling is emotional and grounded, with hidden details that reveal the city's past and the cost of protecting those you love.
10-4. Be good. careful!
At night. I lost touch with humanity and became the only god of this wreck. Grandpa, I can see why you were so cruel to me. Because this world has no mercy. All of this forest is watered by blood drops, so I'm trying to give it more of that.
Sand Raiders of Sophie takes place in an alternate 1910 desert where players pilot massive walking machines called tramplers. Gameplay revolves around building and customizing these mobile bases while scavenging ruins for loot, weapons, and artifacts. Combat mixes first-person shooting with large-scale vehicle battles against other players and hostile threats. You can operate solo or in squads, deciding when to fight, defend your trampler, or extract resources from a harsh, shifting landscape.
Hello. Hello. We're House. You might know us because of our Goose Game.
Big Walk is a cooperative adventure focused on exploration, teamwork, and communication with friends. Set in a large open world, the game encourages players to travel together, solve light puzzles, and find their way using creative tools instead of constant dialogue. Communication can change or disappear, forcing players to adapt and cooperate in new ways. Beyond objectives, Big Walk also emphasizes quiet moments, playful interactions, and simply spending time together while exploring the world at your own pace.
Up close.
Hello.
Or far away.
Hello.
Or in a tunnel.
Hello.
Or over a walkie-talkie.
Hello. Over.
Or behind soundproof glass. In a situation like this, where you can't hear each other, you'll need to find other ways to communicate. So we've given you lots of ways to point and gesture.
Oh, there they are.
And plenty of tools to stay in touch when you're out of earshot. And if you can't use voice chat, or you just don't feel like it, we've also made a proximity text chat system, so you can play the entire game that way as well. Hello.
The game is set in a big open world that we've filled with all kinds of stuff. To see it all, you'll need to go for a big walk. Exploring as part of a group is a special feeling. Our chat system makes it important to stick together, so navigating the world of Big Walk requires lots of teamwork and talking.
Oh, that's that like pass.
As you explore, you can split up and go off on your own adventures, or even lose each other accidentally. When you're apart, you won't be able to talk face to face, and so finding a way back together isn't always straightforward. If you get lost in the bush, don't worry. You'll find plenty of ways to stay in touch and find each other again.
Hello? If anyone can hear me, please shoot up a flare.
Thank you.
This building behind me has a challenge in it. Completing challenges like these is the way you make progress through the game. They're all about teamwork, and they're all a little bit different. A lot of them are designed so that you find funny and surprising new ways to talk. You might need to do some miming, or come up with a special code, or even sing to each other.
Okay, so you want to find a speaker that's like, ooh wah wah, ooh wah wah, ooh wah wah.
They're not all about talking though. There's a bit of platforming in there, some sports, and some weirder stuff too.
Stop.
Our challenges are open-ended, and leave plenty of room for you to do things your own way. Like the rest of the game, challenges in Big Walk are about the joy of muddling through things together.
So that's Big Walk. There's heaps to see and do, but there's also lots of room to just hang out in between. We think there's some real magic that happens when you forget your plans and find yourselves doing something else entirely.
You can sit and watch the sunset.
Tell stories as you wait for the night to pass.
Go dancing.
Or you could steal your friend's binoculars and kick them into the ocean.
Oi.
Sorry.
We hope you enjoyed this little tour and got a sense of what we think is so special about this game. We made Big Walk to be a nice way to hang out with your friends in a video game, and we hope you like playing it as much as we do. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
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 We thought the world would end in fire, but it just slowed, froze.
Permafrost is an open-world survival game set on a frozen, post-apocalyptic Earth. You explore vast icy regions, hunt wildlife, scavenge ruins, and craft tools, weapons, and shelters to survive extreme cold. The environment itself is the main threat, with blizzards, hunger, and exhaustion shaping every decision. You can play alone or in 4-player co-op, build small camps or large bases, encounter hostile factions, and uncover the story of a world buried under ice.
It wasn't fire that buried us. It was snow. The world ended not in flames, but in silence and frost.
The Lost Wild is a first-person survival horror game set on a remote island filled with dinosaurs. You explore overgrown research facilities surrounded by dense wilderness. Dinosaurs behave like real animals, not monsters, making every encounter tense and unpredictable. Combat is limited, so survival depends on stealth, observation, and intimidation. Use tools like fire and sound to scare predators away. As you explore deeper, you uncover clues and communicate with a mysterious voice over the radio.